meeting today?
Yeah, we've got some pretty wild scenes here, but I should say it's wild scenes we've gotten quite used to because there have been a lot of these farmers' protests. There was a huge one just earlier this month when there was a European summit. We're seeing the same kind of pattern here. So you can see behind me there are tractors sitting on the street. So they brought 1,500 tractors into the city, and those tractors are blocking key thoroughfares. So this is Rue de la Loi. It's the road that's right in front of the European Commission, the EU's headquarters, and it is one of the main arteries in the city. So they've brought the city to a standstill successfully. Also, public transport, all the stops around here have been closed. A little further down the street, we've seen some skirmishes with police, the use of water cannons. I'm told they just started using tear gas on some of the protesters, and that's happening immediately outside where those 27 national agriculture ministers are meeting to talk about possible changes to the common agricultural policy to satisfy the farmers' concerns.
And Dave, what concrete measures are we likely to see come out of this meeting today?
Well, last week we had a document circulated by the European Commission with ideas for what could be changed. Pretty much all of those ideas are about loosening environmental restrictions. So, for example, an end or a loosening of requirements to set aside peatland, an end to requirements to have topsoil at certain more precarious times of the year. The Commission already said it would delay by a year application of agricultural set-aside rules. It's really quite an extensive list. I won't bore you with all of it, but all of it is environmental related, almost all of it at least. And so, this is a big concern. Basically, the CAP is revised every 7 years. The last time it was revised was 2021. That's when they added in all these new green requirements that they had failed to do for so long because the CAP is a very conservative policy. It's very hard to change. Now it looks like the Commission and member states are ready to walk all of that back. But in order to do that, it's pretty certain they're going to have to reopen the CAP negotiations. That's not supposed to happen until 2027. That could in turn cause a free-for-all with all different countries asking for different things, and it could be a total mess. So I think that's the concern. They're trying to figure out how they can make the adjustments to calm the fears and the concerns of the farmers without having to completely reopen the CAP and have a Pandora's box be open.
Dave, one of the issues, farmers have been saying they're out on the streets across many parts of Europe to protest. Of course, you mentioned environmental issues as well as red tape, but one we often don't hear about is those agricultural imports that have been coming in from Ukraine, specifically chicken and grain imports. Are EU officials likely to touch this point?
No, they're not, because that's not in the strategy document that the Commission released last week. In fact, the Commission went ahead and reauthorized for another year, I believe, the tariff-free import of those agricultural products from Ukraine. Now, the Commission did add something in this reauthorization. They added an emergency brake, which would be triggered if any particular agricultural product from Ukraine is flooding the EU market. But critics say, farmers say, that the threshold for that emergency brake has been set so high as to mean it probably would never actually kick in. But certainly in terms of what they're discussing today, there is no talk, at least based on the strategy document they have, about changing the way those agricultural products are flooding in from Ukraine.
Dave, thank you very much for that. Dave Keating reporting there for us from Brussels. In other news, Iran will be